Thank you for tuning into the Garage Cast. This week is I have my guest, Bruce Green.
Yes, sir.
Bruce Green II. He's a military veteran, currently an actor, and a personal trainer.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I've known I've known him for a few years, so I'm sure he's got some stories to tell. So let's go ahead and start it off, man. Welcome to the show.
Appreciate you coming to my humble abode.
Yeah, it's
coming
humble.
out to see me.
I got lost coming out here. But yeah, before the show, we were talking about a few things, just saving money and everything. Well, I want to ask you about, man, and this is really left field. But what, they talking about like transgender bathrooms and all these men and women and stuff, right? I was thinking about that for a while. In my opinion, I think it's like the government or whoever media is trying to blind us, because I'm old enough to know. I'm sure I've been in a bathroom with women that were dressed like men and acted like men, and once they go into the bathroom stall, I don't care what they do.
Right.
But for some reason, all of a sudden, it's an issue. Like, oh my gosh, it's a transgender thing. I'm thinking about who people been cross-dressing and getting sex changes forever, man.
True.
I just don't understand why it's all of a sudden a thing. I mean, I get it. It's 2016, so anything could be a thing.
Right.
But they trying to make it this huge, big issue. I'm like, man, people been going in other bathrooms forever, man.
I think it's just out more because of Bruce / Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah, that dude.
You know, so he's
dude.
opened up the door to all kinds of new topics.
And it's always a popular cat too, because remember what's her name, the comedian
Ellen.
Rosie, and Ellen, like when they came out.
Oh yeah, everybody went crazy.
And I'm thinking, man, people been gay I remember going to high school with gay chicks and gay dudes. Like, so what?
Definitely.
But I think Caitlyn Jenner. I think that's what really blew it up. But I don't understand, man. Like people are flipping out about like Target's trying to get a transgender bathroom, and then
Right.
I think it's North Carolina. The schools are supposed to be getting transgender bathrooms. I'm thinking, man, they're gonna get these people, humans. They're gonna get picked on and bullied or whatever, regardless.
It doesn't matter.
It's just like when people are gay, they're gonna get picked on anyway. You can't make a law necessarily to protect them. Just let them develop thick skin and walk around and be homosexual or go into be a transgender and go. They're gonna have to deal with that. But if you start piling on these laws or regulations, it's people will hide behind them instead of just owning whatever they are. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like it's like pushing your kid out into the street, going, "No, come back here, beat up. You better go fight that dude."
True.
If the parents keep saying, "No, it's okay, just don't fight," the kid will never learn how to fight, never learn to speak up for themselves.
Yeah.
But the more they're kind of faced with adversity, the more they kind of really understand, is this what I really want to be? Not to say it's a choice, but there's a nice percentage out there that are doing it just because. Like, I can't get a girlfriend, I'm going to be gay. All right, dude. And they start seeing the problems with it and the issues, and they go, oh, I'm not really gay.
Yeah, I'm glad I never had that problem. But
But nah, people just do stuff for attention, man. It's weird.
That's very true. And also, kind of off topic, but like in Atlanta, they're going buck wild up there right now. I don't know if you heard, but
No.
they have an epidemic for like AIDS right now. Like,
What?
They have a lot of guys that are in the closet.
Yeah.
And their AIDS count is higher than DC right now, because DC is like, I think it's like 1 in every 3 people.
That's why I'm going to D.C.
Yeah, man, you got to stay out of that. Like,
I ain't trying to slip and fall, grab the doorknob.
Yeah, it'd be a bad day.
Yeah.
Because Howard is the spot. You want to go find some.
Stop
Yeah,
it.
stop. But
Yeah.
anyway. Oh.
But my mother used to talk about that when I was a kid. That's what the CDC is. The
Right.
big Center for Disease and Control, right? And you can read about it back in when I was a kid. So I think the 80s and 70s, a lot of kids were getting kidnapped and lost, and that was like the old school conspiracy theory was the CDC is just taking these kids, locking them up, and testing them just to see how the diseases affect human beings. Because they do all like shampoos with lab rats. That's cute, but how's it going to affect a human?
Kind of like they did those black men. Back in the 80s or 70s, they gave them syphilis, remember?
No, that was like the 50s. I know what you're talking
50s.
about.
Yeah, like military members.
I forget what it was. So yeah, it was syphilis.
It was
But
syphilis.
weren't they? I thought they were pilots or something. But regardless,
Yeah, but they
'Cause
still gave it to him.
the
Just
nurse was
tested
just
out on him.
sticking them. Yeah,
They didn't know.
yeah, man.
It's wild.
I think that's too, man. We were talking about religion, like that's real stuff. And who orchestrated that? They talk about, oh, it's a conspiracy. Nah,
It's the
man,
government.
that's real. They
Definitely.
really did that.
They did.
Those dudes really got injected with stuff. Like this. That's what makes me kind of just not scared, but it makes
Question.
yeah.
Make you question stuff.
I mean, I'm big on like, was it the New York thing, the Twin Towers, and all this stuff.
Oh, you believe that was set up?
I believe that
That there was
something's going on.
Well, I'm not. You know, it's crazy. No, that you mentioned that. One of my fellow students,
Yeah.
it's like one of my classmates, he had a presentation over that, and I didn't know this, but they had actually 3 buildings that fell. One
Tower
building.
7, son.
Oh, you know about it already.
Come on,
You
man.
You
Who you
already
talking
own
to,
it.
man?
You already own it.
Yeah, Tower 7.
Hey,
son.
I didn't know that.
If you I forget I just watched it last week. It'll show like the 2 towers falling,
Right.
and then randomly this little thing falls right here.
A random
Like,
building
what?
on the side.
And in that same video, they interview somebody, and the words that he used to describe Tower 7 falling is the same verbiage for imploding a building.
Right.
They flip the switch, or it's something like that.
Right.
And when back then, the videos from when it was at 2001, the videos from back then. So I don't think the exposure. How you doing? I don't think the exposure was there, but the way if you look at all the buildings that they implode on purpose, they use the same verbiage.
Right.
So that dude said that, and nobody called it whatever until now. It's like, oh, that's the same way they talk about when they gonna demolish a building.
Yeah, but like before they demolished it, and it was crazy because they also had other witnesses that I seen on YouTube. You know, there was a video,
Yeah.
and they were saying how they heard like explosions actually happen.
Yeah.
Occur.
Firefighters talking about all this. Yeah,
Boom,
man.
boom. Like
That's but it's all interpretation. But you look at that stuff and you go, one, you kind of think, well, why didn't it happen before? Because remember, you're younger than me, but in the 90s, right? All the movies and stuff, it was always some Middle Eastern cat or some Indian cat, right? Hijacking.
and they
it.
love blowing up shit.
Yeah. So you're trying to tell me it took them that long to figure out take a big bomb, an airplane, and just run it into the buildings?
Yeah.
So I mean, I think about that stuff.
Well,
I try not to go crazy.
There's always a first.
Yeah.
There's always a first. And
Yeah.
those guys, they got lucky, but a lot of people think that it was set up. So I don't really know how I feel about that. But Building 7 though, and then when
crazy. Did
that
you
was
see the
crazy.
video?
I actually seen it.
It looks like it's imploded from the bottom because it just falls straight down. There's
Right.
it doesn't tip, like there's nothing, and there's nothing. It has nothing to do with anything.
It was like a mile away.
Yeah, because the other towers get hit and they burn up and melt and
that
all
makes
that,
sense.
whatever. Yeah, it makes more sense than that tower standing over there 3 blocks away, whatever it was, falling for no reason, man.
Right.
Yeah, it's that kind of stuff gets me, man.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like, and then being in the military, whenever like you're overseas and they're reporting back the news and it's
Yeah.
not always accurate, that always kind of messes with you too. You be like, why ain't they telling the truth? Or they get it late.
Yeah.
Like, so that shit happened like 2 weeks ago. Like, that happened a month ago. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, man. It's and that's I'm trying to think what were we talking about before we started
We talking
about
we talked about life today.
man, not religion, not transgender, but basically how the news will pick. They'll pick something for it to be hot that week. I think it was a transgender thing.
Right.
But remember, like there was Ebola. Was it Ebola?
Ebola.
Like all this stuff happens, every year, and then it's just gone.
True.
See me and then, excuse me. I remember when they did that Ebola thing, and the guy was on the tarmac without a suit on. Everybody else had suits on, and he was like out there with a clipboard and stuff, like writing stuff down. And they were like,
so he knew he was safe.
yeah. So if it's so dangerous, how is this little dude out here with a clipboard and no outfit on? But all the people, the handlers, they had the biohazard suits on, and the I guess the dead person that was covered up in a body bag. And so like
So he must have already had it.
yeah, when you see stuff like that, you kind of go, I thought it was so dangerous.
Right.
All these strains. But this dude is just out there kicking it.
Yeah,
Got a little button down on and then a clipboard.
yeah, that's it's a little sketchy. But I know exactly what you're talking about. But you know, like when stuff like that happens, I just want to stay at home. I'm not gonna lie.
Yo, cause my wife, she was flipping out. She's like, "Oh my gosh, it's in D.C. They can't stay in the house." And I'm just thinking, the one thing I'm thinking, well, if I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go.
True.
Whatever.
But that's a military mentality. Like,
yeah.
and you kind of develop that after you've been in for a while. Like,
Yeah,
if you gonna go, you gonna go. Like, it don't matter where you at.
You pick stuff to be afraid of. Like,
right.
Whatever, yeah, man, it's crazy out here when you start to think about that. I try not to get too deep into it, but when they start talking about propaganda and all this stuff and what the media wants you to believe, I see, and I've thought about this for years. Something happens, right? Something happens in this neighborhood or whatever, right?
Right.
They get the craziest person to interview.
Oh yeah.
They won't
always.
get a sensible, educated, or well-spoken person to go, well, yeah, about 3 o'clock I was out here and I saw some people arguing. Next thing I know, I just heard them start shooting, and everybody ran.
They won't Shanae down the corner.
Yeah, every single time, man.
Us.
And I was listening to another podcast and they were talking about that, how you get protesters like for this Trump stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
They get the craziest protesters. They'll get the 14 crazy protesters that's jumping on cars and carrying on, and the other 17,000 that are just standing there with their signs.
Right.
They won't interview those cats.
Mm.
It's weird, man. And seeing that over the years makes me think, don't get me wrong, the news has to kind of be shocking and get your attention. But at the same time, with all the media outlets now, it seems like they try to force that and then say, this is exactly what it is. This is exactly what's going on. When you go, nah.
They built that picture. So however they want to portray something, they present only that image, because they can make you look like a complete monster and you're actually not.
Yeah.
Especially with black men. But so we already know that.
They're already scared of black people.
Oh yeah. So we can't even breathe on them.
You walk into a store, they look at you different.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I'm light skinned. The darker you are, the worse.
Yes, I got it twice as bad as you.
Yeah, man. It's I saw some of that growing up. And my brother, I'm 6 feet tall. My brother's like 6'4", basketball player, big kind of stocky dude. He said he get it a lot. People kind of like backing away from him, and he's not one of those gentle giants. I mean, you mess with him, he gonna mess with you back, right? But he was just like, why? I don't understand why people act like that. Because he's more of a corporate dude, wear button-down shirts. So he don't mean any harm. But he's just like, why do they act like that? Or like if he says something to a student or whatever it is, they'll do it. But like they'll challenge the white teacher.
Right.
And I'm just, sometimes you use it to your advantage, power. But it's weird, you walk in some place and they kind of look at you different, or, they look at you like, how do you know about that? Because he was talking about, there's this guy named Jack Abramoff.
Mm-hmm.
So Jack Abramoff was he worked in politics, but he was a lobbyist. That's what he was. So what he would basically do is play everybody.
Right.
He would go to George Bush Jr. and say, all right, man, we got to get you to vote from the Indians. So he would go over to the Indians, the casino cats, and like pull money from them to like $17 million and promise them, yes, we're going to get your Indian casinos, allowed to be open.
Mm-hmm.
Take that $17 million to George Bush and go, all right, man, you square. We got you the money. Out of the 17, he'll take some more money to like a third party and give them the money to try to close that same casino from the Indian
reservation.
Mm-hmm. So he was playing all these cats, man. So like my brother was talking about it. He was talking to some cats at work, and they kind of looked at him like, you know about Jack Abramoff? My brother's like, yeah. Why wouldn't I?
Right.
It's weird. My brother's 40. He's in his 40s, right?
He's 40.
My brother's kind of like, why wouldn't I know about that?
Yeah.
It's all public knowledge.
They want you to think, so they won't, because they all think we're dumb. Because sometimes they portray us as dumb on TV. So I don't think nobody's educated.
Yeah.
But once you start speaking educated, they even more scared of you.
Yeah, they look at you differently, man.
But you just gotta stay educated, because that's the problem with people nowadays. People are not educated on certain topics and stuff.
Yeah.
Situations. Yeah. And they wind up in a bad situation.
Yeah, like I was telling you before, my Instagram, that's a dangerous spot, man.
IG? Oh yeah, definitely.
It just be a picture, and you be like, I didn't even. I've screenshot so much stuff to go, oh, I gotta go look this up. I gotta go look this up. I gotta look this up. Because I don't like to take things for face value.
Yeah.
But it'll say something. I forget what. Never mind. It was some kind of bombing or something in Philadelphia in 1958. And you look into it, and the government, not the government, but the state basically bombed their building, their headquarters, because that headquarters was basically causing a problem for the city, fighting for rights. So they literally just bombed the joint, killed people and everything.
Damn.
And so you look at that kind of stuff and you go, how is that allowed to be done? And
Right.
nothing ever happens. Nothing ever happens to those people that blew those folks up.
Oh yeah, especially overseas in certain countries. Nah.
Yeah.
You know, so they ain't got much of a voice over there sometimes in certain places.
Yeah. I guess
especially the Middle Eastern countries.
Yeah. It's a wrap for them, man. But then again, man, I look at it and that's just how it is, though. Just like here, you know, we get, you know, if you're right now, right, you're a crazy person, you don't have a cell phone. That's just how it is.
Oh yeah,
it doesn't make it right or wrong.
It's our culture.
Yeah, man.
It's a culture norm to have a cell phone, and if you don't, then you kind of like the oddball. You know?
I just made a what do you call it? An email account for this podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, well, what's your cell phone number? And I'm thinking, I don't have it. Like, what? Why do I need a cell number?
Because you got the email.
Yeah, I got the email. Look, because a few years ago, you used to ask you, what's your alternate email? I'm like, what if I only have one email?
I know, right?
Like, if I forget my password, can I call Yahoo Mail 1-800 whatever and give them a password or whatever? You know, why can't I do that? So now it's just so pressured on us, man. And I've seen it over the years that years ago, in the 90s, really, you know, like pretty much rich people had cell phones,
right?
Because they were lawyers and doctors, and you know they had money to pay
Big
for those
brick
minutes.
phones.
Yeah, but it was the same way we think about people having Aston Martins and things. Oh, those are rich people that have. Okay, cool, no problem, right?
Right.
Nowadays, now they made it to where it's so affordable that you're almost demanded to have a cellular phone. And like you said, you looked at, if you don't have one, they look at you like you're crazy. And you go, like I'm supposed to leave, right?
Mm-hmm.
My wife says, she says, I don't want you to leave. Love you and all that. But when you leave, I'm going to be happy I don't have to pay that $97 a month for your line on your phone because I'm going to suspend it. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. So we're in a culture where paying for something like that is nothing. And then people want to walk around talking about they're broke and they don't have money for this or that. And once again, it's Instagram, man. I looked on there the other day and it was like pair of Jordans, $220. With $220, you can start your own
Black Man's Kryptonite. No, I seen that same post. It was like you could start a bank account.
Yeah.
All kinds of stuff like an IRA account. All kinds of stuff. Right.
And I really think about that, and that's what we're talking about, saving money and stuff. And that's
you the man in that field.
But that's why it just makes sense to me. Because when something like what ended up happening, right? I'm saving money and it's really just saving it, not really doing anything. And my brother was like, "Yo, you ever bought silver?" And I'm like, "Nah, what's it all about?" It's like silver's in everything. Silver's in cell phones. Silver's in lights. It's a perishable item. It's cheaper than gold. Cheaper than gold
right now. So, yeah, cheaper than gold. Ain't no some tripping. My bad.
Price though,
yeah,
because gold at that time was like $980 an ounce,
right?
And silver was like $20, right?
It's way cheaper,
right? But it's perishable though, so it's going away because people throw away cell phones and what are those things, light bulbs, and it's mercury and silver in this computer, like
right.
So once he told me that, I was like, all right. So I looked more into it and everything. So I just started buying silver like every month, every quarter, and then going, you know, working out of the country, getting paid a little bit more, I buy a little bit more silver. So now it got to the point where it's kind of an investment. But with that free money, putting money away, you have the money for that kind of stuff. But if I was so obsessed with material things, getting Jordans and getting Gucci, you know, getting all this stuff, right?
Something's gonna lose value.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything to anybody. I mean, to somebody, but I'd rather have cash in hand to go buy some silver or invest or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you with the web series, right? I mean, if I was some big tycoon type dude, I could go, oh yeah, I'll throw y'all whatever it is, $10,000 to produce this. I'll throw y'all $10,000 to produce the show or whatever it is,
right?
Because in the long run, you take the web series and it develops into season after season of the show, and then it gets bigger, and you almost develop. Look at Netflix and Hulu; they have their own.
It becomes like an
series.
investment.
Yeah, and it all started from because I had some dough sitting around, and I believed in the product.
Right.
So yeah, man, it's it. If you do it right, I think you always gotta have a little coin. You gotta have fun though too.
Yeah.
You mess around, save and invest yourself into a psychiatric craziness, man.
It's very true. But it costs money to make Hey, what's those saying?
Takes money.
Takes money to make money.
Something like that. Yeah.
Takes money to make money. So, hey, like you were saying, if you're out there buying J's and stuff, hey, you're not gonna ever have that money to actually invest or to produce something more valuable one day.
Right. And I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, I have a fair share of Jordans, but
I know you do.
I hit a lick for get them for $74. But the point is, if I spend $220 on Jordans, I put $220 in my bank account.
Right.
So it's not $220 and it's gone.
True.
I try to at least spend smartly. You know what I'm saying? Because I think everybody has to spend money and go broke before they understand the value of that dollar.
Yeah.
'Cause I think everybody, you may have to do it a couple of times. Even you can spend money and go broke, right? And you go, ooh, and you start saving money, or just not spending on that stuff. And I think everybody too has to max out their credit card, whether it's $10,000 or $100.
You think that you should max it out once?
No. I'm saying I believe people have to get to that point, close to maxing it out before they understand the trouble that can put them in.
It could get you in trouble.
Yeah, because I've done it a couple times, and now every now and then if it's like $4,000 on it, I'm like, I'll just shut it off. Like I'm spending only cash on stuff, and I'm paying double payments or whatever.
Sound like me right now.
To pay this off. But I think you have to it's the same as kids. So you have to go get into a fight. You have to fall when you're playing to understand. Ooh, let's not push that limit. Yeah, and so you can be safer next time, man. I'm not saying go out and max out your credit cards and go broke, but it's the difference between somebody popping off at the mouth. You can tell they never got beat up. They never got punched in the mouth. No one's ever put them in their place.
Oh yeah.
And making those kind of life mistakes, it's a self check. You don't have to, You don't have to go out and buy a mansion and then get it foreclosed to understand you shouldn't spend over your limits.
Yeah, there'll be an extreme. Yeah, buying a mansion.
Yeah,
there'll be an extreme though, but I understand what you're saying. Pretty much like, I just lost my train of thought.
It happens. I do it all the time, man. I've been deep in something like,
I'm about to kill it. I'm about to kill it. But I understand what you're saying though. Like you don't have to go, so you don't have to, get like completely burnt to understand the meaning behind something.
Yeah.
But I try to do the same thing. I try to learn my values without going through the harsh times, because that's the best way. But it's not gonna happen like that all the time.
Right.
Like sometimes, like you're gonna have to, go through trials and tribulations to achieve something that you really want.
Yeah. And what I see is it's easier. And I'm sorry. Let me back up. When you try to educate somebody, they don't want to hear it.
Oh no.
Unless
some people,
unless they're older, right? Then they're looking for information. They're like, yo, how do I save up?
They've been messing up for so long.
Yeah, but if they're younger cats, like say you're 22, right, and you get your nice paying job, there's a good chance you're gonna go out and just blow the money.
True.
While a 32-year-old cat is like, hey, dude, I'm not saying don't get some nice stuff, but you might want to put some dough away. Because
he done blew it before in the past.
Because you don't know how long that job or that hustle or that income is going to be there. So you can't go, spending all of it. Like, I'm good. Like, look at professionals, look at sports athletes.
Mm-hmm.
They get all that dough, blow it, they end up broke. And you be like, come on, man. How many times you got to see the other crazy. 58, the same dudes on the same team,
bro,
do it 10 years before you?
You give me $5 million right now, I'll be good for life, probably.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you give me that money right now. I'm talking about I'm going to stretch it.
Right.
I'm going to stretch it. Like I think that if you gave me $5 million right now, I can probably invest it, and I know I could probably double it in at least 5 to 10 years. Definitely, because a lot of people, they don't know how they don't know how to invest the money and how to expand it.
But
And that's the problem.
That's usually their excuse. Because, like, mostly sports athletes, right? They be like, oh, I want to give my parents a house. Why?
I know.
They
Don't
were
have a house?
They okay.
Definitely.
They was okay with you in high school and college, and they'll be all right. Now, live for about 10 years or something, 5 years, get your spending right, and then move them in with you, or then go buy them a house or something, but don't sign your contract, buy them a mansion. They don't need a mansion, man. They ain't got no more kids. It's just them.
I know.
What are you doing?
And then you're trying to help your boys and your cousin and
Yeah.
your 6 baby mamas and
That's ridiculous, man.
you know.
I'm not a promiscuous dude. I never understood that.
What, the 6 baby mama?
Yeah, 'cause I think, oh man, I want to say not Steve Kerr. That's a different cat. Derek Fisher. He just got hit up for like 15 of his kids. Like 15 kids? Yeah, like child support.
Child support? Oh, no.
And I'm like, how? I mean, I get it. You're a superstar. You championship Lakers. But I'm like, come
15.
on, man.
He should have cut that off a long time ago.
I just don't, like, I can see having maybe 2 kids. I mean, this is real world. I can see having 2 kids. You're a professional athlete. You know that money's going to stop at some time. And if you understand child support, the judge don't care if you don't work for that company and you don't make $3 million a year anymore. You still owe $3 million.
Definitely.
And then it costs money to go back to court to get your payment adjusted.
Right.
Some cats don't see all that. They just like, oh man, I got money. Let's go get the baddest chicks. All right, man. The female usually wins. The female usually gets the money.
Because you ain't getting child support from her.
No, rarely. I mean,
like, you gotta be like dumb like Britney Spears
bruh,
or Kevin Payne.
You would probably have to shoot heroin in the courtroom for a female to lose the custody. Because it's tough, man. Because like the mother can be, you could have a job, career, living good. Female, wife, ex-girlfriend, whatever. No job, no nothing, and the judge will want to keep the kid with her. And you kind of going, that doesn't make sense.
Don't make no sense.
I'm not saying she can't see the kid, but I have a house. I have a maid.
Everything.
I'm stable, you know?
And the crazy part is that this is the part that kills me. So, you know, I understand equal living and equal environment for each person, but I don't think nobody needs no $10,000 a month for no kid. You ain't about to spend no.
That's the okie doke.
That's the big okie doke.
Because dealing with it, it's they just chop a percentage. They say, well, if you were together, you would spend this much money, and that's like that. Oh, this is an old song, cheaper to keep her. It is, man. But it's
Kobe.
Yeah, it's I think it's based off of old laws. Like, say you're married, right? If you're married for more than a certain amount of years, then you owe this woman alimony.
Right.
But that was based in the time where women could not work. They barely had rights.
Yeah.
So how does it make sense now? Like, remember, Hulk Hogan? His old lady.
He lost some too.
Yeah, they get divorced.
And then she called him gay.
Yeah. Then they get divorced and this chick gets half of his dough. And I get it. Yeah,
right.
She was supporting him, but she never flew off the top rope.
She ain't never flew off the top.
Yeah.
She wasn't with him shooting in the gym. That's all I'm saying.
And I'm not upset if the judge said, all right, well, break her off something.
Right.
But the judges will be like, courts will say, nope, half straight down the middle. Like, this chick she didn't, like Kobe, she didn't shoot one layup.
It's nothing, man.
She didn't do anything.
But Kobe was smart. Kobe kept his.
Yeah,
But Tiger got raped.
Tiger's dumb.
Oh yeah, Tiger was pretty damn dumb.
He was messing with the help. That's what he get.
Yeah, and then he got caught on voicemail and every damn thing else.
Yeah, but you can tell that he wasn't no like.
You want to know something crazy?
Real dude.
You want to know something crazy?
What's up?
I was in the gym. This other military cat.
Nah, he wasn't in the gym. Not you,
bro. I was hitting it.
Right.
And he tried to tell me that sports are a big conspiracy. That Tiger was set up so he said he was built up and he was paid to fall. And he also told me that Cam Newton threw the Super Bowl.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, so you trying to tell me this man made it all the way to the Super Bowl and threw the game. And then he tried to bring up all his past college games and events and stuff because Cam has been known to, I can't remember what exactly he did, but he did something in college. He was paid by another team or something to play. Yeah.
Like when they used to shave points in basketball, that kind of stuff?
Something like that. I'm not 100% for sure, but...
Man, don't get me searching the internet on something like that, man. I got to be at work Tuesday, man.
Man, my bad. But I'm being serious. So they were basically saying that I guess Cam got paid to play at a school or paid to do something.
Right.
And long story short, my boy was trying to say that in the league and stuff, that players are paid to throw games to prolong it and like them to pull it out, and so that companies and the owners can make more money and stuff. But it was really hard for me to believe.
There's an argument though.
It's an argument, but I mean,
where do those ticket sales for the Tostitos Bowl go? That the jerseys are champion,
right.
The shoes are Nike. Like these people are getting, the companies are getting paid from these students. Where do those ticket sales go?
True.
And I'm not saying pay the students, pay the players, but shouldn't you break them off something?
I think so.
This Tostitos Bowl is sold out.
Right.
150,000 seats sold out, and these aren't student prices.
Right.
It's not like $2.
Right.
Nah, man, $57 a ticket for the nosebleeds.
They should get.
Where's that money going, man?
They should get something, some kind of allowance.
Yeah.
Throw me an allowance.
It's believable though.
It's
if you got
believable.
mobbed up refs in the NBA calling fouls and everybody flops and all that stuff.
Oh,
but
yeah.
come on, man, you got the ref fixing the game to go 7 games
right.
to change the odds, so cats is betting can win bigger.
True.
So I wouldn't say that Cam threw the game or anything, but it's possible, man, if you spin it the right way.
I would say it's possible, but he was trying to say that they throw it, and then some secret organization who controls this, they pay him enough money for his a misfortune and all that kind of stuff. So but they had to pay me a hell of a lot of money to throw the Super Bowl, because you may not get back there. And then I was like injury, all this kind of stuff. So what's the chances of you getting back to the Super Bowl?
Right.
Because some dudes never get there. Mike Vick, you know what I mean? Like great players who really don't ever just get there. And then
they probably pay Mike Vick to fight them dogs.
And this is what he probably said. He probably said it was set up.
Yeah.
But that's hard for me to fathom that Cam would just throw the game. I mean, but it would make sense. But they had to pay me a hell of a lot of money. I'm talking about I would have to be like a LeBron James Nike deal. I want to build him.
I think it fits the script though, because if Peyton Manning's supposed to retire,
that's what he said.
That's
what he said.
If you want to get deep, it's like Peyton Manning's supposed to retire. It's a white cat. Like if you want to get deep into it like that, you go, well, yeah, I can see them fixing the game.
I remember what he said. He said that Peyton, I think he lost Super Bowl now before that one, something like that, right?
Peyton?
Yeah, so he lost the one year before, or like 2 years before.
Yeah, because they hiked the ball and went over his head.
Right.
To the Seattle Seahawks.
Right. He said that was set up. He said that was set up, and he was paid. He was paid to make the mistake, but they promised him that he would win a few years later, before he retired.
That's kind of I think that stuff is after the fact.
Yeah, that's what I think as well.
Because I only say that because I've seen, at least for Peyton Manning, I've seen him pull himself out like in the clutch. So how do you fix that?
That's what I was saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of just between the quarterback and like what was that the Giants game where the cat caught the ball in his helmet, all that kind of stuff.
Oh boy,
Eli when he threw that ball, is that fixed? How can you fix that catch? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think that's after the fact, but it's weird out here now. Everything's a conspiracy, man.
Yeah, I agree. Like
people set me up to get lost coming out here to do this podcast. Like
you never know.
If you do it right, you be like, see, that's why you can't update your car's GPS and your phone's GPS is updated. It's like, well, come on, man. Where's it in?
I mean, like this is how I feel about it. Like I listen, but I like to go out and understand it myself. So like if it's not happening in front of me, or I'm not talking to Cam Newton himself, if we were brother by Cam, man. Like you throw that game. You know. So like it's all he say, she say, and then your imagination.
Yeah, man. I guess I can see it, but that's the kind of stuff I don't. I think it's too big of a platform to do that.
Yeah, and then I'm not like on another level, like you just don't want to believe it. Like this man really threw the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I don't know, man. With today's technology, I don't think it's. I think everyone will have to be in on it. There's too many hands in it.
It's too many.
Because if your quarterback is just in any game, it's just like baseball. If your daggone pitcher is horrible, you pull him out. Basketball, if If the point guard or whoever's shooting guard is horrible, well, every play is just not going to have him holding the ball. He's just not going to get it.
Definitely not.
So in football, if the quarterback's throwing interceptions or he looked bad in that game, well, we handle the ball off, son. Jerome Bettis, we just going to just drive up the middle until we, score.
Right.
So that's what I mean. I think too many people will have to be in it.
Yeah.
Because you got to figure if the coach is in it, but the GM isn't in it, coach mess around and get fired.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So, okay, now the GM and the coach and the quarterback are in it. So now, is the running back in it? Is the halfback in it? Is the fullback in it? Like, because he's wondering, cool, quarterback ain't getting it done. Give me the ball, man. Give me the ball. And then you look at the other side, you go, what about the defense? Why aren't they intercepting it? Why on the punt return, the kickoff return, why aren't they running it back? If their team is down, they're going to try that much harder. So, yeah, I think sometimes those kind of thoughts, man, is after the fact. Like,
I think so as well.
Guess what? That was all planned. Or maybe Cam just sucked.
Yeah.
Maybe he
why
choked.
can't he have a bad game?
Because that was his first Super Bowl, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Panthers, I think second or third or something was his first. Yeah.
It was wild, though.
Yeah, you got to think, and that's the same, I think, going broke. Cam had to go there and lose, man, just to get that, because they had 17-1 or whatever the season was.
Vicious, yeah.
So I think it may have been it, because it's the same thing's happening to Golden State.
Mm-hmm.
Is they awesome during the regular season, and the playoffs it's kind of that's cute.
KD putting it on.
Yeah, but this you can't do that in the postseason. You gotta really play.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think in those games.
Are you a Curry fan?
Huh?
You a Curry fan?
If I can tell you the truth, if I can be 100% honest with you, I haven't watched a basketball game since maybe '94.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So during the Jordan days.
Yeah, Kobe.
Kobe.
When he had the blowout fro
the
going
afro.
backwards.
Okay.
Because I was into basketball, and then just being black and that's just what you did.
Yeah, you got to do it.
And then after a while, I don't know. I just lost interest. Maybe because I couldn't play either. Because everybody plays basketball.
Right.
So I was just like, and then I'm from Cincinnati. We don't have a home team. And back then, Cleveland had Brad Daugherty. Nobody. So I just kind of fell out with it. But I stopped watching basketball and got really into football.
Okay.
Following the Bengals and just following. I still can't watch the Raiders because they play on that baseball field. But I just got more into football, man. It's now I watch almost no matter who plays, I watch a football game. Okay. And then once it gets in the playoffs and stuff, I follow that. But basketball, I can't do it, man.
Yeah. After I hurt after I tore my ACL the first time, I kind of lost the love for the game. But my all-time favorite is Kobe, and he just retired.
Yeah.
And,
retired before the season. Most folks do it right before the next season. He was this is my last season. That's different, man.
He won a war tour, like a world tour. So he was going everywhere getting trophies, and they were throwing them, building statues of the man, all kinds of stuff. Yeah. Kobe did the right way, I think.
Only cat that can cheat on his wife publicly and still get praised.
Right.
Now that's some conspiracy stuff.
Maybe. But when you have over $100 million in the bank, I think that her level of forgiveness is a little higher.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kobe had an island. Kobe lives on an island.
Are you serious?
Bro, I seen his house once. You have to drive on this little strip just to get to his house, and it leads to an island. So he's a pathway to an island.
I guess if I had that kind of money, I'd do something crazy like that too. I get lonely
away with it. You think so?
Yeah. I'm not a people person, but growing up, people just come to your house, knock on the door, hey, what's happening? I'm okay. And then living in close quarters, just people passing, you got your door open, that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I think, don't get me wrong, there's sometimes where, when I used to work shift work, nobody was at home, loved it. Leave me alone. But, I think I get bored, man, because even I'll watch a UFC event, or you like football, or Super Bowl, or the playoffs or something. I don't mind people around because that's the type of environment that you want to talk to somebody. Oh, did you see that kind of thing? But I don't, because I've done it before. I don't want to go to a bar or a sports bar and watch that same event because I don't want to pay $17.50 for some stale wings.
You gotta save that money. I don't blame you.
And then you're sitting on stool, you ain't on your couch relaxing. So yeah, it's just a little different, man.
Yeah, but I ain't gonna lie. If I have my own island, I just get a speedboat and get out my boys and I would drive over to it.
Yeah, I don't think. I'm not saying I wouldn't have the island, but I don't
Right.
think I live on it.
But but it would just be like a third house.
It's just so secluded. Because I look at it like I'm a city boy. I look at it like a country boy. I'd have like 27 acres, and I live
Okay.
on that.
So you have a farm.
Yeah, I got me a nice little 4,000 square foot house. Just simple, but I can be alone if I want, or everybody can come out and we can hang out and cook and whatever it is like that. But yeah, I don't know, man. Kobe does what he wants to do, man.
Yeah. Throw me out there with the Dolphins, man. But
Dolphins.
yeah. But it is what it is. One day, you never know if this acting stuff work out. I'm buying me a house next to Kobe on the island.
Yeah.
Be island buddies. Oh man.
I'm sorry, who is Letitia Hogan?
Letitia Hogan.
I don't know who this is.
Do we know her?
I don't know.
Is she in uniform?
No, it looks like somebody from where I grew up. Oh, damn, messed up with that. Yeah, I don't know who that is. I'm sorry about that. That's rude.
No, bro, you're good. I mean, I was just trying to find out who she is.
I hate getting a friend request. Man, who is this? And they'd be like a friend of a friend. Man, I don't know you, cat, man.
I don't like that either.
Yeah.
It'd be no, man, but I always get some fishy dudes, bro. Like, you talking about them bathrooms earlier? So I get them guys who be in them on that third set of bathrooms. They be hitting me up. I be like, is this a man or a woman? Like, don't be knowing who it is. And then, like, you have mutual friends, but how did you find me?
Yeah, I've had cats since I worked here. They be like, yo, hey, did you go to the river's edge? I'm like, yo, what kind of... Because, they can send you, like, a request a friend thing,
Right.
but then they can say something. Like,
Right.
oh, you've been to the
like in the
river's
little-
edge. I'm like, what? No.
So they'll put that, like, in the friend request.
Yeah.
Like,
Like, first of all, you got the wrong cat. And second of all, you a creeper, man.
definitely.
I mean...
And it's guys.
This was women.
Okay,
Like
this is women.
Filipinas.
Okay, I got
And like even if I was a single dude, I'm still like, man, that's creeper status, son. Just
Right.
If I don't go
Well,
down there, but I'm like, if I do, just speak to me then.
True.
So then if I get a friend request, I go, oh yeah, that's the lady, that's the waitress or whatever.
True.
But cats just hit you up, man.
Well, it all depends on what she look like. I mean,
You
so
stupid.
I'm just saying,
You
man.
stupid.
I'm just saying. If she look alright, then you be like, do I know you? But if not, then it's like, hold the front door. Hold the front door. Hold
Yes.
on. Like, I don't know no big girls.
You stupid. So man, let's talk about you on a web series.
Yeah.
Is that what this officially is? A web series?
Mhm.
Yeah, a web series called
No Rights Reserved.
No Rights Reserved.
Check it out on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's like making art.
Yeah, so I was watching a few of the episodes. So how did you get started with that?
Long story short, my girl, she knew this guy, and we walking down the street, and I told him that I was an actor. He was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, for real?" And he's like, "Well, I have a buddy, and he just started a web series,
Right.
and maybe you can audition for it, and I'd be a part of it." I was
Right.
like, all right, I'll check it out. So I didn't really trust him. Then I seen the dude set up. Dude had like all the equipment.
Yeah.
So he had like some legit stuff. And then start talking to him about the plot or whatever. And the story was interesting.
Right.
It was just too damn complex.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
if you look at the first two episodes,
Mhm.
a lot of people kind of have problems like tracking it because
yeah.
we realized that he put too much emphasis on the plot and not the characters. To make a good web series, you have to develop your characters first,
Right.
and then the story. So that's what we're learning.
Yeah.
And so I go to school for this. Like, this is what I'm going to school for theater. And after the third episode, when I'm introduced, I throw out some ideas or whatever, and he made me co-director. So now I'm co-director. So
Look at you try to get some production credits.
at the end of the day, not a name and bold.
Yeah.
But so after I had to sit down and talk to him, like, bro,
Yeah.
like, we gotta make this stuff dummy proof because
Yeah.
like, you confusing people out here. Like, nobody understand because he had like this brilliant theory, right?
Right.
But it's brilliant to him,
Yeah.
but everybody else is not gonna understand it because it's too brilliant.
Yeah. I watched it, and I know what you're talking about. If I think there's a balance. If you're gonna have a complex storyline or whatever plot, you have to let the characters. You have to the audience has to learn about the characters during that complex storyline.
During that journey,
But you still have to like kind of let it be fun.
yes,
Because you've seen Seinfeld and
Right.
Seinfeld. What's that? Curb Your Enthusiasm was the same. Very complex storylines, but you learned about the characters because they did certain things. And there was another one, not X-Files, Fringe. It was just like a sci-fi show. Same kind of thing. It's a very complex show. In
right,
season 1, episode 3, they say something that goes with season 3, episode 12.
Right.
Like, what? They mentioned that way back then, so
Right.
it can get complicated. But yeah, if I don't know the director's name, because
Mi-
he's directors and directs and writes, right?
Yeah, Miles Joner.
Miles Joner, right?
Yeah, so he's cool.
So what may have happened with him was he didn't have anybody to bounce his idea off of.
Right.
Because if he did that, not to give up credit, but sometimes you have to talk to us. I talk to my wife about this podcast all the time. I go, hey, this is a good idea if I do this and this. And she'll give me her opinion. And I'll go, damn, that does make more sense.
Right. And he has great ideas or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just that when he tries to portray them, they come out like it's just too much. It's like a rocket science almost.
Yeah.
And that's why I came in.
Is that just how he thinks, though?
Kinda.
He has a very detail. It might be very detailed in his thoughts.
Right.
So when he tries to put that on video, it doesn't. He understands it, but it doesn't translate over the masses.
Right.
Yeah.
And man, believe it or not, like it really is an art. You have to really put A, B, and C together in the perfect places, because if not, somebody's gonna get lost in between, or even before the story gets started. And that's what we had to learn, because, and like I said, the first few episodes, like, you see the plot, but because there's no character development, and now another thing, people have to kind of like relate to the characters.
Yeah.
Like you want the person to either relate to the characters or have a feeling for the character. Like actually enjoy them.
Yeah.
But if you're just telling a story, then it's just like just people out there just moving around, doing things that you really don't understand what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
So after me and him finally sat down and talked, and he let me look over the script, I'm kind of witty, and I come in with like good jokes, and like I'm good at.
you can't be a self-proclaimed jokester, man.
I know, man, right? Like I know, like I don't know, like I'm just good at putting jokes in at the right spot. Like that's what I do, and I'm really good at just developing a character for a person, and that's what we're doing. But since we're so far in it, we can't really go back. So we're just gonna finish this and then start on a new project, because.
Oh, you're gonna change? You're just gonna? No, you guys are gonna drop the series?
Well, depending. The last episode is beautiful. Like, like not trying to brag, but the last episode, like, so when you see it, it's gonna be a clear difference between the first 4 and the last one.
Right.
Because the first 4 I didn't really have any control over. Like he was all on his own.
Yeah.
Then like the last 2, I helped with, but this last one I helped edit.
Right.
And just watch, and when you see it. Because actually, we just finished it last night. It's just that Miles, I don't know anything about editing, like how to cut. That stuff is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's like a puzzle.
Bro, it's easy. I was the same way. I was the same way with this, and when I used to do music, I used to produce music.
Right.
Same way. Like if you just kind of jump into it and learn, it's so easy, man.
For real.
Yeah. Like working the equipment is different.
Right.
But the process, like doing it, because like this is all digital, right? I'm an analog cat. I'm used to having an analog mixing board and everything analog.
Right.
But once I worked with this for maybe a month, I was like, oh, this is it's easy. It's easy to figure out. Just like when we started up, I was having problems. I was like, oh, man, because I forgot to hit that button.
Okay.
But if it was a real board in front of me, I would have hit the button.
All right. So yeah.
But I wouldn't. I'm just saying I wouldn't give up. Like, it's too confusing.
No.
It's slick, man.
I know. So I'm about to get on it because he needs help. Because another thing is that we messed up. With web series, it's best to shoot all of it and then release episodes like each week or each whatever. Yeah,
I was man. If like a YouTube channel I told you about, right? In my opinion, a web series or even like these podcasts, you can kind of do them right. If I had enough clientele and I was on it enough, I could record 7 in a week.
Right.
And guess what? That's 7 episodes, release 1 episode per week.
Right.
But I think like I was saying about going broke, you have to make that mistake with the web series to go, because what ends up happening, go, all right, man, great, good Thursday, man. We'll see you next Thursday. Next Thursday, Cat's out of town. Right. Cat's sick. Something always comes up, and that character has to be in that show.
That has to be.
So,
and this happened with us.
Yeah. You were saying that you guys might drop the series. But I look at it like a regular pilot on the show, right, on a network. First season's usually kind of very sketchy. Because even like Scrubs and Fringe and quite a few series that went on for 9 seasons or 10 seasons or whatever, the first season's really horrible because they're trying to figure the plot out, trying to figure it out.
Right.
So when you're talking about you guys might drop it, I'm thinking, nah, man, just do 1 more episode, so 6, and then do like season 2. and take everything you learned from season 1 or whatever seasons, whatever, and fix them. But if you're gonna drop it, cool.
Well, for episode 5, like when you see the ending, we're leaving a setup for a season 2.
Yeah. So, open endings, yeah.
Right. So we're not closing it. So we're not completely closing it, but we're leaving a setup for season 2.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing is that we also, the first few episodes, I wasn't there, and they didn't know that I had like military experience.
Yeah.
And then now we incorporated guns into it.
Yeah, why not?
So we're trying to stick to that genre, because not too many guys are doing like authentic military kind of gun shootouts and stuff. So I did the SRF and all that kind of stuff, like all tactical and breaching and stuff. So I know how to do that. So that's my other, element that I'm bringing to the table is having that involved as well. So we're trying to have our genre as tactical combat and all that kind of stuff, and we can continue to do it because like we brought some gun battles in episode 4, and of course episode 5 as well. So we can continue to do it. It's just that we want to do another project maybe by the middle of next year, and it's something a little different, and we'll be like mercenaries. So a little more, even more action. So we're deciding if we're gonna just go to season 2 or just jump to a different web series and just do strict action. Right.
Whatever you guys do, man, I hope it's successful, because I think it's bad to have immediate success. You should have kind of like mediocre and then learn from it, because if you start off and it's amazing, you never know that you can make a mistake.
Right, that's very true.
Just like you were talking about, like recording all the series, I guess all the episodes in a week,
that's a big mistake,
releasing them.
Right.
But it doesn't make it impossible to do 12 episodes. You just got to figure out. You got to do more planning. So
definitely.
I don't know,
but
man.
You know what? I agree with that. If we would have threw that out there and got 1 million views, we would have been acting a donkey.
Yeah, because you wouldn't know that. You would have no consequences for anything. So the next season, you'd be like, let's do the same thing.
And then it'd be worse.
And then when it happened then, now you have pressure because folks are messaging you and like, yo, when's this? You said February 3rd. And cats are like, man, we look like we ain't doing nothing until October.
Right.
So, yeah. I think that's straight, man. I'm glad y'all did it.
So we're going to continue to – so we're going to leave it open, like I said. Yeah. And depending on our subscribers and stuff, if that grows in numbers and people ask for No Rights Reserved, because that episode really is nice, and people might actually pay more attention to it, because we had our first episode, we had great viewers and stuff. Yeah, it's just that we took so long to release the second one, and then the third one, and then like people kind of lost interest. Yeah, but
you gotta keep that attention span, and that's I was thinking about that with this podcast and this other stuff. I'm doing the Harlem Shake. I was thinking sometimes, and that's the thing with, if you say you record them all, you can do teasers. Right. So you, not at the end of the episode, but say you release it on Monday, right? And then you release it on Monday, so then Thursday you do like a 1 and 10-second clip preview, and you push it. You can still push it out on YouTube or not Instagram, but like Twitter. Just push it out there. Yeah. I made that same mistake with this podcast and with YouTube, and I know some other casters doing things that, if the planning was better, it would hold the audience's attention. True. So then when you say, "Hey, we'll see you next season," they're like, "Ooh, okay, well I can take 7-month break until next season."
Could be because they're prepared for it. Yeah. But whenever they're sitting there just waiting, on scratching their heads, so they don't wait long.
Is that the web series is on? What's the guy, Joyner?
Yeah, Miles Joyner's account.
It's on his account. It doesn't have its own account.
Well, yeah.
And I think I watched it on Miles's YouTube channel.
No, you're correct. So it's on his account, but we're working on changing his account name to No Rights Reserved. Yeah. But at the same time, we think that we're gonna just name our production company, like the team, No Rights Reserved. If we decide to move on to other projects. Yeah. So like at the end of, like before it gets started, like No Rights Reserved production or whatever.
Yeah. It's not, so people do that a lot too, man.
Yeah. And then that's like our first little stepping stone. So we're gonna try and make that our brand name, I guess.
Why not? If it already has a following.
Right.
And then there's the other thing, is there's nothing saying that you do your first season and then go to some other project. And if you watch shows, that's how some of the shows, like even Family Guy went through it. They did like 2 seasons and it went off the air for a year, and the
Mm-hmm.
fans was like, "Nah, we want the show back."
'Cause it was
So you
good.
may be able to come back to it. When you guys, I know some I don't say a lot of, some of the scenes are done inside, right?
Mm-hmm.
So do you guys? It's basically like not guerrilla marketing, but
No, so it's guerrilla style.
there
filming.
you guys just go.
It's guerrilla.
Ain't nobody gonna be around here for like 27 minutes.
Yeah,
action.
That's what we do. Like for real.
Yeah, okay.
Like some of our funnest. When I wouldn't say funnest, but some of our best scenes and wildest scenes are on like the metro and stuff. So we have to look out.
Yeah.
Hey, no, like we had like a lookout and had like walkie talkies and stuff. All right, go.
Yeah.
And then we just heard him shoot a scene, and then of course some old crackhead come on there, talking crazy and stuff. And they're in the background, and it makes the scene better sometimes. It's kind of
Yeah.
funny, but yeah, so we do a lot of that. But then, your boy, I try to keep my networks and stuff, and not to burn bridges. And I know a bunch of people, so I'll get like a friend. So
Yeah.
usually white people.
Yeah.
Having like a little white friend, be like, "Hey man, can I borrow your house? Now you mentioned." Be like, "Oh yeah, why not, Bruce?" Go up
Yeah.
there, shoot a scene, and it should be dope.
Yeah.
Cause it's funny, like most of our scenes that are newer, like that are in the newer episodes, are just people that I just met, like
Right.
other actors or people in the military.
Yeah.
Cause that's another hard part is like location.
Right.
You have to, cause so you can keep shooting a scene in one room or whatever, but that'll be boring. Like it had to be really damn interesting.
You got to have that. Oh man, I can't think. Not Quentin Tarantino. Yeah, Quentin Tarantino. Like he did Hateful Eight.
I knew you was gonna say that. Hateful Eight.
90% of the movie is in that cabin. But the way he shot it, shot it over here for so much and over here, and he did wide shots. So you can do it, but you just have to have that experience. Yeah, because even they were talking about that with Training Day. How Training Day was, a lot of this movie was in that car.
Right, it was in the
It's
car.
just how do you shoot that angle? How do you
Right.
manipulate it? So
And those kind of movies and those kind of schemes and stuff,
yeah,
that's very difficult. It's very difficult because you
it's
have
real
to have.
if you don't have the experience. I don't know how much experience Miles has, but
Right.
if you kind of don't, and I keep thinking you have to fail. If you don't shoot that boring scene, that boring 10-minute scene in one room with one camera and one
Right.
angle, you never understand that. Oh, I got to change it every 2 minutes because
Right.
this is gonna get horrible.
True.
Yeah.
But I definitely agree with that. Yeah. So you know what? Hey, we're gonna experiment with stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just at the moment, I'm gonna just keep using my resources. Just keep.
Yeah, I was
Just-
gonna say you said you was borrowing people's houses. You heard that rapper Little Dicky, I think his name is.
Little dick.
Yeah, some white cat, Jewish cat. He he basically went house to house and was like, "Can I shoot a scene in my rap video?" And some people was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Can I borrow your boat? We don't have to take it out. I just want to be at the dock." They're like, "Yeah." So he did a whole video like that, but it's
No, the guy, and he sings the song.
I think it's one's called "Make That Money" or something.
Or
He's got another
Save That Money.
Save That Money. Yeah.
Save That Money. Yeah.
Because I heard about that and I was like, let me check this dude out.
It's actually pretty dope.
He ain't. I wouldn't say he's a lyricist, but it's interesting that they kind of just was a guerrilla film. He kind of just shot it raw. He's knocking on doors like,
he went
I'm
to
a rapper.
T-Pain's music video and borrowed his Vixen girls or whatever.
Why not?
Yeah.
But I think, and my belief now, and over the years I kind of developed this. My belief now, man, it's 2016. There's no reason that you can't do something that 2016, 10, 20 years ago, you would have definitely needed 10 grand to shoot a movie.
Definitely.
Right? Because now, if you want to get nasty with it, you can take your iPhone, which you spend $700 on, get you 128 gig, and just film with it.
True.
And what you can do with these, you can take them and you can get what is it called? Like a steady cam boom thing.
Yeah.
So the shot is always steady, and you can walk with people and do all that if you really want to do it. And with the web series, I look at that and I just go that right there, because you don't need a lot of money. I mean, you need enough money to buy the equipment,
Right.
but you don't have to have 10 gaffers and grips and this lighting and stuff. You just look at what you have and you go, well, we definitely have to shoot before 8 o'clock because the sun starts to set at 8.
True.
So I guess we're going to be out here shooting scene after scene. But then again, you look at it and go, we can't shoot this stuff 10 times, y'all. We have to only shoot it 3
True.
because we don't have a permit. So there's all these ways around it, man. And I love to see it when somebody kind of accepts a challenge that years, because I'm almost 40, so I've seen it. They accept the challenge that at a time in this world, in this country, you would have had to have a lot of money. So let's say this web series just goes, boom, it's great, and then you get a cult following, and I don't know how many views y'all got. So y'all got 1,000 views per video or per show, right? Great. So by next summer, it's 57,000 per episode.
Oh, thank God.
It'll bring people back, and then that's where you kind of get sponsorships and endorsements or whatever it is, because this show was good enough, and you guys just went with it, shot it raw, and the people liked it. So now when you go back, you have experience, and hopefully get a little money to help with production. So I love hearing that kind of stuff, man. I don't, because I come from a time where, if you black, you can't do nothing, holding the black man down, which to a degree I can understand that argument.
Right.
2016, bruh. There's no reason you should sit back and go, I can't do that. Unless it's something fit. Like, if I'm 5'1", I'm not going to be able to dunk a basketball. I just can't, right? I can't. But if I'm 6 feet tall, I'm 240, right? I can't dunk a basketball. I probably weigh too much, and I probably need to start exercising, doing some squats or something, and I can dunk that ball.
Right.
But there's people that's out there that's 6'5", saying in a similar situation, I can't do it. You're like, what? All these resources out here, you get the weighted vest and the shoes with the heel toe thing.
I used to have those.
I think everybody had better than them.
With the plate at the bottom.
Yeah. So yeah, when I hear stuff like that, like the website, I think that's pretty awesome, man.
I appreciate it. We're trying to do it. Well, we are doing it. It's a process, like you said. It's a learning process.
Yeah.
Trial and error, and we're making it work. And it's becoming art. It's so much fun. I can't lie. Like once you do it and like you start to make really good stuff in the beginning, like you look at it and you think you're doing good, and you compare it to your newer stuff, and you just get better and better. It's like
it's worse because even it's, comedians and all that, when you messed up in the scene, but it kind of gets like, nobody noticed it. Every time you see that, you're like, why did I put my hands on my hips? That had nothing to do with anything.
Nothing.
And I was supposed to be happy or something.
Right.
But the audience don't really see it. This guy, he put his hands on his hips. And so what? So that'll eat you up too, man.
Definitely.
But you got to do that.
Yeah, but I always go back and look at my work and be like,
yeah, the first time when I watched the videos, knowing you, I was like, fucking Bruce. I was like, what are you trying to do? Because I know you're not Brad Pitt. I don't know Brad Pitt. So when he's doing Fight Club or Ocean's 11, I go, oh yeah, Brad Pitt. But when I saw you on there, I was kind of like, I was trying to fight through the fact that I knew you, and I knew how you spoke, and I knew how you walked, at least when we worked together, right? But watching that, I was just like, oh man, what is he doing? Because it was hard for me to get rid of that. But everybody else in the show, I was like, oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I don't know him. So yeah, that's one thing.
That's one thing. Yeah, like people always like when they see you and they see you on TV or whatever, they're like, man, they're different. Like
unless you do a full on production, makeup, and you're mad and the whole scene
Johnny
set
Depp
up,
stuff.
then you kind of go, oh yeah, that's not Bruce Green. That's not the Bruce Green I know. That character, James, that looks like James is mad.
Right.
But when you were just, I forget what it was, man. One of the scenes you just talking, I was like, I can't get Bruce Green out of my head. But yeah, man, I watched the series, man. It's pretty good. I just posted, I think, episode 4.
Mm-hmm.
I think I just posted up my Facebook account, man.
I appreciate it.
Pretty straight, yeah. And I think that's what you got to do. There's so much stuff out here to do, man. I don't see how people are not doing things.
Doing something, right?
Yeah. Just like that daggone Instagram thing. Like you got money, man. Just put it somewhere, and one day you'll get a return on it. But
yeah,
you can't sit around going, I can't do it.
I need to get back on my Instagram hustle because I'm not gonna lie, like it's not important, but having followers for certain occasions and stuff, like certain things, is something good to have. Because I was taking pictures or whatever, but school so much time. School and
you gotta prioritize.
Yeah, you gotta prioritize. But you know what? If the web series kick off, like all that just happened by itself. It'll naturally happen. People
will find you, dude.
Yeah, people will find you.
People, because I got Instagram, and I don't follow just random people.
Yeah, me either.
You know what I'm saying? But every week or so, like so and so started following you. So UK Fitness started. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll take the follow. I don't care.
Right.
So I think just kind of the more you do, not your hustle. I don't know, that's kind of overused, but the more you do whatever it is that you do, people will fall in line. Because like if you're a personal trainer, right? People follow you for that.
Hey, let's take notice.
You're an actor, or people follow you for that. Military vet, people follow you for that. And then that's what we were talking about earlier. You kind of have to take whatever it is that you got going and manipulate it into something that's going to benefit you.
True.
So, yeah, because I don't know, man. Like, I think it was on your Facebook page. You were on TV One scene, behind the scenes, something,
right?
Like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I can't. That shit, Eric. So you know what? I need to get in contact with them people because I hit them up and they ain't told me. But I think that my episode of TV One is coming out next season.
Yeah, because the one actor I've seen him before, the black dude, the short cat.
Oh, you seen him before?
I've seen him before and stuff.
Yeah, so he does a lot of stuff. So his name is Reggie. I forgot his last name.
Yeah,
but he does a lot. Like, so he does. So he was in the one web series with Vivica A. Fox. It's called The Dirty.
Yeah, he seems like that B or C line character. Like, he's in a lot of stuff, but he's never the main character.
Right.
But he'll be in it enough to
be noticed.
Push a plot point or something. Yeah.
He's a good actor.
When I saw him, I was like, man, I've seen that dude before, man. So, yeah, but like that kind of stuff. Like, say, so you put that on your Instagram and you tag all this stuff. Other people are gonna be like, Bruce Green's with that? What? TV One? You know, and that's what I mean. If you take whatever the hustle is, whatever you do, and manipulate it and use it to your advantage, not exploit it.
Right.
You know, that's like,
there's a difference.
That's like, donate to the children's fund and you taking 90% of the money. That's exploitation, right? But if you do that TV One thing and push it out there, you'll get followers. But
True.
One thing I have noticed about Instagram is that there's a fine line, even for like YouTube videos, there's a fine line between just putting something out and then putting something out that means something.
True.
So if you say you post every week, like say y'all do an episode every week, right? You, or however it is, or you take a picture for your web series. If you put that out every week, oh, that's cool. But if you just start taking pictures of you eating ice cream, people, man, I mean, that's cool, but I don't care about you eating ice cream, Bruce.
True.
So yeah, I think if you prioritize it right, man, people will follow, man.
Yeah, but it's gonna happen one way or another. Just gotta have faith and keep working.
Yeah, and one thing for sure is you just take whatever the experience is and use it for your next gig, because who knows, you may never act again.
True.
But you'll take stuff from this and go and you can apply it to something that has nothing to do with acting. But some of the principles are there: be on time,
right,
record, or do all this stuff in a week and then push it out over the month. All these types of things.
Yeah, because now I'm really good at hiding my true emotions. I use it for a job interview.
Really?
Oh man, yeah, definitely, man. I'm really good at
you becoming an actor.
Definitely, bro. I walk, like, I can have a smile on my face and just hate you.
Yeah.
It means, but that comes with a lot of conditioning of just controlling your emotions and facial expressions and stuff. Certain people, though, still that I can't hide it from, but people who don't know me, they be like, oh, he's so nice. And I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, some of that's maturity too, man. It's prioritized.
At the same time.
Yeah. Because you'll see, if you ever get kids, man, it's kind of the same way. And maybe even a wife or something. Like there's a time where you should, be sad or something or happy, but sometimes you just got to play it straight. Yeah, and that's when you just got to, it's, especially if your kid do something that's funny, but they shouldn't have done, like they cuss.
Right. But they don't do that, boy.
Yeah, they do it at the right time, use the right word.
Right.
And you can't say that. Deep down, you're like, man, that was hysterical.
At least not in front of mom.
Right. So yeah, man, a lot of that stuff, maturity and just kind of prioritizing stuff, man.
Definitely.
But so we talked about your web series. So you a personal trainer? You said you doing that a few years. How'd you get into that? Just working out and eventually?
Actually, when I was in the Navy,
they
wanted me to do, I forgot the name of it now.
CFL. Yeah.
I was a CFL candidate, and that never happened because I didn't make ranking time, and then I ended up going to Bahrain.
Right.
So I ended up getting certified through the Navy in Bahrain.
Yeah.
So technically, I'm only certified through the Navy.
Right.
But
it's just the military. No,
yeah.
But
I still help people from time to time, because I used to run the miles. I know, you remember when I was trying to be a SEAL or whatever?
Right, yeah.
Well, after Buds, whatever. After Buds, whatever, I ended up having knee surgery and I had to build myself back up. But I gave up on that dream a long time ago.
Yeah.
So that was, so that ain't no joke. But just working out, it's just a lifestyle.
Yeah, because people. I was. That's why I started a YouTube channel years ago. That was just part of your day. You wake up, go work out, eat certain stuff, and it was just normal. I see a lot of times nowadays people really just need somebody to go.
Any guidance?
Don't do that. Do this.
Right.
Yeah, man. And I talked to my wife about it, and we have friends that are trying to lose weight or trying to get into certain things.
Cause you'd be surprised how many people don't know how to work out. It's like, I guess because it's so natural for me.
Yeah, that's my wife, man. She did CrossFit, and we got stuff in the garage. And I'm just like, why don't you just keep doing CrossFit stuff? And she's like, I don't really know the exercises.
Right.
Because they had a person there going, okay, lift this, then run down there. But yeah, a lot of people don't, and it's almost foreign. Like you're saying, foreign to me. I'm like, how do you not know how to do a squat?
Right.
And then you don't even have to have a program. You can just go say, I'm going to do 5 sets of 10, and then that's my workout. But yeah, a lot of it is just guidance, man.
It's guidance, and this pretty much what I do. Like this pretty much now like what a trainer is, to motivate you and to guide you and to show you and to make sure you don't hurt yourself.
Yeah,
Cause that's the most important thing. Because a lot of people, they go out there and they hurt themselves, and then they're off for like 4 or 5 months or whatever, and then you gain that weight, or you hurt, or you lose that strength.
Yeah.
So that's the most important thing when I try to help people. Like back when I was training, I would make sure I would push them, but not past their limits.
Yeah, and that's sometimes people think pain is what was the old saying? No pain, no gain.
No pain, no gain.
And to a certain degree, that's correct, depending on what your goal is.
But
you're trying to introduce somebody into exerting energy, really for no reason.
Right.
You can't really run them in the ground because it just discourages them.
Yeah, but
trust you.
I kind of agree with that. No pain, no gain. But at the same time, no pain, no gain, no injury.
Yeah.
You lose. No, you win. So you don't want an injury. Like.
Yeah.
So you can, because being in pain and being injured is two different things.
Yeah. Yeah.
A person can be in pain and they think they're injured, but they're not.
Right.
But when you're injured, like you ain't going no more.
Yeah. Yeah. And and you can you can work around it, because I messed up my shoulder. I don't even know what it is, but doing upright rows a gang of times. And I'm like, well, okay, let me stop doing it. But even when I was injured, you just kind of work around it. But some people look for that crutch. Like, I'm injured, I can't do anything at all. You're like, nah, we can still do leg presses or something, work around it.
Hey, do you know what a TENS machine is?
A who?
A TENS machine.
No.
Man, it's like God's gift to earth. My physical therapist gave it to me.
Yeah.
It's like this machine, and it sends like electrical pulses to your muscles to relax them.
Yeah.
And Bruce Lee used to use it.
Right.
Yeah. I remember now, like right around the corner, and you put it on your body, and like you can see your muscle like flexing. It'll flex your muscle for you. But you can use it for working out or relieving stress in like a
it's electric charge?
Area. Yeah.
It's like you put patches like you get in the EKG or whatever it is.
It's just like that.
I think my wife has one, because she got
you should use it.
What's that, sciatica? Whatever it is. Like she got like hip, back problems.
Yeah.
So I had to stick it on her back because she can't reach it, which is weird, because they give you one to take home, but you can't reach back there. But yeah, she'll have it on there for like 10 minutes or something.
I use it on your shoulder.
Yeah.
And like it will relieve all that. Because what's wrong is that you probably have tight muscles from all that working out and stuff. And because the looser your muscles are, the less they'll pop and ache. And, because you want to be flexible. Because a lot of guys, they get all big and stuff, but they can't turn.
They don't flex. Yeah.
And no mobility.
I got to that when I was working out. I was stretching, right? I do workouts and I would stretch, but I never would really stretch my upper body. So I felt myself even walking different.
Because you want the pump.
Well, I mean, yeah.
No, like a lot of guys want that pump.
Yeah.
Like, but if you stretch it out, then you kind of lose a little bit.
My legs, I would always stretch my legs and hips. They were always good. I could always like touch my toes, put my chest on my knee. I was good. But when it came from like the sternum up, shoulders, back, it was always tight. Yeah, always, man. And but that's education, man. You gotta learn how to be very balanced, man.
Definitely. So,
you were saying, I'm jumping around. So your website, you said the next episode, y'all gonna push it out whenever?
Jesus, bro. It was supposed to be out. It's supposed to be out the 22nd, 23rd. Today is the 26th, and we're working on it. It's just that me and Miles, like, I have to motivate him sometimes to work.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with peer pressure.
Yeah, so I had to motivate him to work, and he only works when I'm around now. It's kind of annoying, but
maybe you put him in his comfort zone. Like, all right, let's go.
I guess. But so we're about to be done with it finally. So we're finally about to be done with it, and it's actually finished. It's just that, and like I said, I'm learning the editing parts.
Yes.
So he's finishing the touches on the audio, and it'll be done.
Right.
So
that's what's up.
Yeah. So it's pretty much done. It's just that he's working on the audio, and he's going out of town to see his boo.
Yeah.
So he's not gonna. Yeah. So he's not gonna be able to finish it until probably Sunday or Monday.
Yeah.
So it will be out Tuesday.
Okay.
100,000% for sure.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I just didn't. I didn't want to end the show without, because I thought you said something about it earlier. I didn't want to end the show without people knowing when it's gonna be out or look out for it, man. So yeah, when it comes out,
please watch it.
Yeah, just post it and I'll push it out. What is that thing called? Push it out on Twitter and all that stuff.
Twitter,
man.
push it, share it, comment, like, subscribe. Anything will be appreciated.
Yeah. So, man, I think that's it.
I appreciate you inviting me and coming over to my house, man. Hey, you got like a 2-hour drive now? Well, at least it's.
I'm not that on traffic, man.
You should beat it. If you leave like in the next few minutes, hey, you'll be good.
Can't break all this stuff down, man. And I know I'm gonna stop and get something to eat.
Yeah.
But yeah, nah, it's straight, man. I gotta go back to work.
When today?
Yeah.
What?
Cause I'm done, so I'm cleaning up my office and stuff. So I gotta get all that stuff out, and then I gotta go get.
Are you leaving to Bahrain soon?
Yeah.
When?
Yeah. The month. I gotta go to school first.
Okay.
And then,
to Riverine training.
Yeah.
Hey, that's what's up, man.
You can have that.
Badass.
Nah. I'm over it. I'm talking to my wife about. I'm talking to my wife. I'm a bunch of, you got retired chiefs and stuff to work with. I'm over that, man. You should have called me 3 years ago. I was ready to go fight.
I know you ready to, yeah.
But now I'm like, man, stuff for what? And then you get deeper into conspiracies. You go, how are we over there doing certain things, and miraculously all this food and everything is being paid for over there, but the company only exists because we're over there. But why are we over there?
True.
We don't need to be over it. Like, it goes deep. So kind of just living through it and seeing it and really going, but why are we here? That bothers me a lot, man.
Because sometimes I used to ask myself the same thing, like, why are we over here?
Yeah.
Why?
And then I was at a duty station where ultimately the only reason we were there was because there was a communication point.
Mm-hmm.
It was if you know how radio works, it can only go so far.
Yeah,
and it starts to lose
so
power. So we were in the middle.
So yeah, midpoint.
So yeah, we'll go from Texas, from Texas to where I was, and from where I was to
wherever,
Alaska. But
right.
To go from Texas to Alaska,
they had to go to you
the
first.
signal would be so weak. Yeah, it was like a relay point.
Okay.
So just seeing that kind of stuff, I go, that's why we're here. That's why I got to get up at 6 a.m. And some of the stuff
send
didn't
signals.
make sense. Yeah. Well, no, like that was the hub. That was the reason this place was put here, and then they built around that and started giving you reasons to be there, instead of just like.
That's usually the case sometimes.
Yeah. Instead of just saying, they could have just sent folks out there and said, all right, man, we just got to guard this place, make sure nothing happens to it. We don't have to set this little big elaborate nonsense scheme up. Just say we got to guard this building. Oh, okay, cool, no problem.
Right, you know what I mean?
But nah, we got to guard the building.
You got to get your fancy title.
Yeah, now we got to go out here in the harbor and drive around for 72 hours.
Yeah.
Why are we here?
They give you these important instructions like ISIS is gonna be coming in on boats as you guys.
Yeah, man. But I think that's it. We're gonna start talking about stuff we ain't gonna be talking about.
Yeah.
So you
right?
You on Instagram? What do you Bruce Almighty?
Yeah, Bruce Almighty with 2 E's.
Yeah, Bruce Almighty on Instagram. If you got any questions for Bruce or myself, you can email me at thegaragecast@yahoo.com. And I'll answer those questions or relay those questions. Catch me on Instagram, Arman Hocker. I'm sorry, what is it? Arman_Hocker.
Arman_
on everything. So Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. And thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate the time.
Hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
All right. I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Out.